there is a static water. 71% is ocean. What is fluctuated is the hydrological cycle. The sun will absorb all the water through evaporation and it gives us the rainfall. This cycle is going to change. Is all seawater is converted and evaporated, then it is falling as a rain? Do you think like that? Seawater does not change always. So only the atmospheric clouds or condensed water is going to fall. This year rainfall will be different. Next year there will be small fluctuations. Water is available in ocean which is static. Water which is in the atmosphere, due to precipitation and evaporation, it is going to change. Higher temperature is there. What will happen? More number of evaporation will be there. For precipitation, you need someone to drag. Who will drag? The trees, the wind will drag. Who takes water from the ground to the atmosphere? Sun is evaporating, trees are transpiring. So trees does two work. What are they? They take the water and send it up and they bring the atmospheric humidity to the ground. So two things are being done. So this is called water resources. So water resource is also finite. Finite means it will exhaust. Sir, ocean is not going to change. Then what is going to change is fresh water. In earth, what water we consume? Do we consume ocean water or fresh water? The water is generally controlled by hydrological cycle, climate, geography. Geography means the same rain will not come in some place and it will fall like anything in another place. That is called geography. If you are in desert place, whatever might be the situation, you will not get water. If you are in a good geography, that means you are nearby hill places, you will be getting good water. That is fresh water. So conservation of water gives you food security, public health and ecosystem are dependent on that. Ocean and sea, that is salt water, is how much? 97%. Sir, 71% is global water. In 71%, totally 97% of total water is sea and salt water. Then you have fresh water. What are fresh waters? Which are coming in hydrological cycle. What are they? Glaciers and ice, groundwater, lakes, rivers and atmosphere. Within this three, you add 97.5, 2.5 will become 100. So 97% is ocean or sea water, only 2.5% is the fresh water. Out of 2.5%, glaciers and ice, you cannot take that because it is in Antarctica. Can you bring water from Antarctica to the place? Bringing oil itself is very costly. Saudi Arabians are getting oil for 1 rupee. We are buying for 100 rupees. Why? Transportation, taxes. The same water is there in Antarctica. Can you bring water through any pipe or through ship? Not possible. Quantity, lakhs and crores of quantity is required. So you cannot bring, it will be very costly. It is stored. How much? 1.7 out of 2.5, 1.7% is stored. You cannot use. What you can do is you can shift your house to glaciers and ice cap. Then you will get full amount of water. But climate is a question mark. Then fresh groundwater is 0.75%. Only 0.01% are what? Rivers, lakes, etc. What we are taking, intaking is a fresh water. How much percentage? 0.01% is what we are speaking. Our river is very large. We are speaking on Ganga. It's the largest river. When you go across Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir, then West Bengal, everywhere it flows. That is how much water? 0.01% of earth water. What we require is fresh water only. In that, what we get is very less. Total water availability is 138.6 crore kilometer cube in volume, 138 kilometer in length, 138 kilometer in breadth, 138 kilometer in height. That much of water is available in the earth. Abundant water does not mean it is a fresh water. You know that fresh water is very less. Let us take global water resources. Sir, in which country you have high amount of water? Wherever you see this kind of dark blue color, this is a global map. You see blue color is high volume of fresh water. White colors are they do not have sufficient water. Can you see here? This part is India. Here you have India. It is white in color. That means the per capita of water availability is very less. Which countries have sufficient amount of water? Those who are seeing the blue color is 50,000 meter cube of water per person is available. This is a data of renewable freshwater resources per capita according to 2022. 50,000 meter cube is how much liter? 1 meter cube is how much liter? 1 meter cube means this much. 1 meter in length, 1 meter in breadth, 1 meter in height. This much volume, how much liter it will occupy? 1000 liters. 1 meter cube is 1000 liters. 5 crore liters of water is available in these countries. Can you see Australia? You see Canada, Russia, then the North America. This area you have 5 crore liter per person. One person have that much of water. So there is no water demand. You cannot find any fight between these countries. Sir, in India there is too much fight. Even between India and Pakistan there is a fight for water. Do you have Indus water? Indus water is there. You have Ganges water, Ganges and Brahmaputra. Yes. India has Ganges and Brahmaputra. Pakistan have Indus water. So there is a clash between India and Pakistan for water. Are you aware of this? So these countries you don't have any major water issues. This data has been taken in United Nations. They yearly release the statistics like this. Around 18.4% of global renewable freshwater is withdrawn in 2018. Now, you see what is the understanding is what are the places. Central, Southern Asia are having high stress. See what is Central Asia? This is Russia. Below Russia is called Central Asia. Not only India, China is also having water scarcity. If you go and visit China, whatever water problem is there in India, same problem is there in China. Can you see here? It is also white in color. So Central Asia, most of the places, it has been covered with high water stress. Northern Africa. Can you see here? African countries. These are all African countries. In North Africa, water scarcity, FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization. They are international organization. Yearly once they release a Aquastat 2025 that globally how much water is available, globally how much food is available, wheat is available in which country, rice is available in which country. Like that they give statistics in Aquastat. Aquastat also gives the ratio of food, agricultural products, water. This is also one of the statistics which has been taken. They said that 7% over previous decade per person availability of water is declining. Or last decade it was some value, but this decade 7% decreased. Which one is decreased? Fresh water is decreased. In India, what are the rivers you have? Ganges and Brahmaputra you have here. The rest of the river you cannot see because its volume is very less. 23 is what river? Indus. Indus is also a large river. These are the two rivers which is available for India and Pakistan. India have only one largest river. Can you see Amazon river here? 6. This much of river freshwater source is there in globe. Which continent have high amount of freshwater source? Asian continent. That too Russia. Why in India they are working on interlinking of rivers? Throughout the year the water is available only in Ganges. Throughout the year. But in peninsular part you will not have throughout the year. Some part you will have high amount, some part you will have less amount. So that is the reason India is speaking for more than decade. Today also they are speaking. But all the Ganges water ends in Bay of Bengal in a ocean. Approximately 72% of global freshwater withdrawn is agriculture. Sir, we are having water in the sense who is Intaking more water, agriculture. This statistics who is giving? FAO. Who's FAO? Food and Agricultural Organization, the global organization. 60% of global freshwater flows are associated with transboundary water between two countries. A single water flow is between two countries. Like that, it is there. This is not a local issue, this is a global issue. Now, 153 countries are having one transboundary river over or a lake basin. That means what? Between one country and another country there is a lake. Imagine here you have Siberia, here you have Russia. So in between these two you have a common lake. That means two countries are sharing one lake. Two states are sharing one lake. Like that, how many countries are sharing the lakes or rivers? 153 countries. So you have to understand that water is not a local issue. Water is a global issue where states are sharing, countries are sharing. These are all called transboundary resources of rivers. How many transboundary rivers are there? 826 transboundary and 952 are aquifer. Underground water is called an aquifer. River not only flows in above the surface, river flows below the surface also. So groundwater is more than the surface water. 592 transboundary aquifers are there. This has been identified by United Nations Water Statistics. It is not only a national action, it is international cooperation. Not a state issue, not a national issue, it is a international cooperation on understanding river basin, the management and the database. Yearly 4000 BCM of water we get from rainfall. India have 2.4% of land. In 29% of land, India only have 2.4%. Now 4% of global water resource, that is meant by what? Fresh water resources. But India is having world population of how much? 17.5% of world population. Throughout the world, India is densely populated. We don't have two resources. What are they? We don't have sufficient land. We don't have sufficient water. When you compare the human, how much time it is less? You divide 17 by 2. 17 by 2 will be 7.52. 8 times you will get. 8 times of demand is very high. In some countries, water is very high. People are very low. In the United States, vast lands are there, but people are very less. In India, small quantity of two resources. What are they? Land is only 2.4. Water is only 4%. But people we are living is 17% in the world population. This makes more conservative. Tomorrow there will be very severe issue. Before 10 years you would have seen there is no water problem when you are boring. But currently you can see here and there is some water problem. In 15 years further, there will be demand in water, also the land. You will not get land to purchase. Sir, I have some money. I want to purchase land. That means you cannot purchase land in center of the city. That will be the scenario. In future, the resource will get like that. Sir, what is the geographical area? Is 3.2 crore hectare in India. Overall, if you are comparing, average precipitation. What do you mean by precipitation? Rainfall. I said precipitation is rainfall. 4000 BCM we get. The rainfall is coming. Are we using 100% rainfall? No. Certain things are lost. Sir, how does rainfall loss? Due to evaporation. Soon a rainfall come. Are you using 100% of rainwater? No. It is falling in open area. It is falling in mountains. It is going to river. Are you conserving everything? No. Out of 4000, only 1869 BCM only we are conserving. That means we have some dam. Dam stores water. We have some groundwater. We have some forest. Forest preserve water or they leave. Forest preserve. The water will not run off in a forest. Why? Because all the trees, plants will hold the water, send it to roots. If any flat land is there, then only immediately rainfall comes. After saturation, it will flow. These areas you are conserving. So total utilizable resources is 1123, and in that you have two. Half the water is only in land, more than half, 40% in land, 60% below the ground. So our groundwater, how much we are having? This is surface water, 40% is groundwater, 433 BCM. You told there is water in India. Only 9 rivers are contributing throughout this water. So what are the 9 rivers? You see here, more than 60% of river resources are there in between these three: Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Have you heard this? Before 1.5 or 2 years, there was a fight between India and Pakistan. India suddenly stopped the dam. They are not giving water to Pakistan. That river is called Indus River. Can you see that? Ganges fully flows in India. There is no source to Pakistan. But the Indus River starts from India, flow through us, the Pakistan. That dam only they have stopped. Before 1.5 years, there was some issue between India and Pakistan. So the rivers not only between states are there. In 153 countries, there is river distribution. There are more than 180 countries are there in world. Out of 180, 153 countries are sharing the water. That means one country will have 2 water sources. So this is not a local scenario. Water sharing is a global scenario. These are the 3 rivers have 60% water. Then in southern rivers, what are the major southern rivers? Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. This gives only 24%. Nearly 1/3 of this is only received from these 3 rivers. And these are central part, Narmada, Tapti, these river. Only these rivers contribute to Indian freshwater system. This you should know. Sir, I told there is a loss. Where these losses are there? Evaporation. 1865 BCM we get, but 1120 something of water only we are utilizing. Rest of 700 BCM is loss. Where the loss is there? Evaporation. 20% of rainfall is evaporated. Next thing, it infiltrates to soil moisture. Water is not only required for humans. Water is required for plants and forest. They are being consuming to 10 to 15% of that water. Due to that, a loss is there. Then groundwater. Does the rainfall penetrate into ground? Yes. How much it will percolate? 10 to 15% it will penetrate inside. This is also a loss. 15 to 20% it will run off to sea. Majorly rainfall will be nearby the coastal. That rainfall also will go to the sea. Sir, how much percentage it will go? 20%. These are 4 major things. Half of our rainfall will vanish. What are the 4 major things? One is evaporation. There is one loss. Another one is soil. It will take. Third thing is groundwater. And fourth one is runoff in sea. These are 50% of loss. Rest of the 50% of loss in this area. 60% of the rivers only in northern part. But in southern part, you only have 24%. That is why, have you heard this interlinking of rivers? For more than decades they are speaking, no? Have you heard this in newspaper? In India, they are going to interlink all the rivers. Why? Because north you have high amount of water, south you have 25% of water. So that has to be linked. 800 BCM water we can save. The central government election, they will speak on river interlinking. They will not do in 5 years. Next 5 years they will speak. Then get the vote, they will not speak. So if it is done, this loss will get reduced. Where the highest amount of water is there? Jammu and Kashmir. Then you have Haryana. You have Delhi. Here in this place. This is the area where you have high amount of water. This is called state-wise freshwater availability in 2025 as of statistics. You see these southern states, how much lack of water is there? 12 lakhs of liter of water per person is available in southern states. So India doesn't have fresh water from north to south. It is not equal. South and the eastern part is very less. western part and north is very high, so that the fresh water will be very fluctuating. Some place will be very high, some place it will be very low. Sir, how much high? You see in northern states, Brahmaputra have 14,000 meter cube per person per year. But if you take Sabarmati, Gujarat, this is flowing in Gujarat, which is having very less. Can you see the difference? The river flowing here, Brahmaputra, is having 14,000 cubic meter. The same river flowing here, which is hardly 308. That much of difference is there. Even in any lack of rainfall, this will get affected. This creates less than 1000 m³ per person per year is there. Ladakh here only 1 lakh liters per person is available. Whereas when you compare here, this Haryana and Jammu Kashmir, 20 lakh liter is there. 20 times difference is there. You see in southern states, only Kerala is fully flooded with water. 20. And Goa have 35. Rest of the states affected with the fresh water. Now, you see 3 different countries have the policy. Sir, how as an Indian we are managing the water? How Europeans use the water? You see the difference? Indians use 70% of their water for agriculture. We have rainfall, no? I told rainfall is there. That rainfall 70% we are using for agriculture, grow the product, then sell it to other country. But you see European what they are doing, 54% of their water they use for what purpose? Industry. They don't do agriculture. But we spend most of the water to the agriculture, and that crop is being not used by the farmers. Farmers are getting very less amount. People who are brokeraging getting high amount. But in industry it is not the scenario. Industry, the rate of product and the sale will be very less. But in the agriculture it is very high. That is why we are having this much of fluctuations. The European people, 54% of their water is spent for industry only. Sir, agriculture they do, but how much they do? 33% only they use fresh water for agriculture. But in India you see, 83% we Indians use for agriculture. Then you use it for domestic and industrial purpose. Industrial 12, domestic is 5. You see the similarity between world. World is using maximum for agriculture. Sir, why there is a difference between a well-developed country and developing country? The well-developed country like Europe, US, they spend more amount of water to industry only, not for agriculture. That is how they generate the money. So you should understand the freshwater resources for what purpose you are using. Same way China, they are also utilizing more water to the agriculture. You see the demand. This graph shows you, sir, today we are here, but in 2050 the demand will increase to 1047. You see, this is 2025 statistics. Irrigation 910 BCM is required. Out of 1800 BCM, 910 BCM we are using for irrigation. In 2050 it will reach to 1072. This is one of the statistics you know. Rest of the things also will increase. In 25 years it will increase to another 50%. I have started this class with, there is a demand for finite amount of water. Today the demand is this, but in 25 years the demand will increase. Do you think that 400 BCM of rainfall will increase in 2050? Nature gives some amount, no? It will not at all increase. Nature has a process. Still from starting there is no high fluctuation. There will be 2 or 3% fluctuations, but major fluctuation will not happen. You understand that in future the population will increase, these two demands will be very high. That is why this subject is conservation. How to match the demands or how to conserve. In the future you can see that. This is called water resource system planning. Engineers should be very proud that all the engineers face some problems in India, but engineers will not say no. Whatever problem is there, they will solve and give the solution. As you engineers can solve this issue in 2000, not only in 50, In 5,000 years also you can manage this. Sir, how? You have to change. Sir, what change you have to build? This is called water resource system planning. You have to plan. Nothing that you are getting a natural water, how we are utilizing. This topic is called how to plan this water system in 4000 BCM, how to match with the requirement. So this is assessing the today's demand, estimating and the future demand, current and future demand, and supplying the water is called the water resource planning system. Now, sir, what are the purpose? First thing, water supply will not get any issues. Next thing, flood management. Sir, we are saying that there is a flood issue, but there is some severe water scarcity is there. You can stop the flood, use that flood water for the resources. That is the second objective. Next thing, there is drought. What is flood and what is drought? Drought is opposite, no? Flood is surplus amount of water, drought is no water is there. Can you manage this surplus drought water, flood water to droughts? Yes. So this you have to manage and you can get water, drought, groundwater. This I will explain in further slides. First thing what you have to do is resource inventory. What do you mean by inventory? What amount of water you have? Sir, I have 4000 BCM of water, but you are losing 1800 BCM. That you have to check. In India, we have 4000 BCM of water. This is the natural resources we have. Next thing, what you have to do is resource assessment. Resource assessment means what? Sir, 4000 BCM of water, either you are getting in dam. No. Multiple places you are getting. Where you are getting? In mountains, in plains, in desert regions, etc. It is falling in every area. You see here. Something will go to groundwater, something will be in surface water. In every area you have that resource. You have to assess that. Second thing is called assessment. Sir, in India, who is doing? CWC. What is CWC? Central Water Commission. This is an organization, they don't have any other work. In a year, how much rainfall each and every state, each and every place, they will account. Sir, how they will account? Last subject I have discussed. How they measure the rainfall. Rain gauge. Rain gauge is a small equipment. Throughout India, they have this link. They will measure the amount of rainfall. They are called the CWC. Central Water Commission assess the rainfall and the resource about 1869 BCM. Sir, who told the water 1869? CWC. Central Water Commission have informed. Next thing is water demand assessment. Assessment means, sir, I have 100 rupees. Where I should spend? Sir, I need to spend for exam fees. Sir, I need to go to movie. I need to save it for tomorrow. This is for my restaurant. This is for my pocket. You are spending, no? The same way, water has to be done with assessment. In India, if you are planning for agriculture, imagine India is planning for technology, stopping all agricultural work, investing in all industry, scenario will change. We understand, but we are not doing that. We are giving more water to the agriculture, less water to the industry, energy, nuclear or hydro energy, ecosystem, like that you have to plan. This is in whose hand? Who can decide? According to legislation, central government only have that power. So they can share. So they are sharing this and their assessment. This is future demand. Sir, currently we are this much population. Future we need this much of water. This is future demand, not only for population. Sir, what is the future industrialization? Future industry, how much you are going to do? Economic growth, climate variability. Tomorrow rainfall can be less due to our deforestation. That also you have to plan. This is called future demand. And this is one highlight which shows you that 1545 MQ per person per year in India, average you have. At which year? In 2011. But in 2050, it will become to 1140 because of our urban development. Infrastructure development, it will reduce. That depends on our action. Next thing, water balance analysis. This is our assessment, this is our projection. If you subtract this, this will get availability and demand. Future demand, how much water we have to save. This in quantity, you can get it. Next thing is, I told in India, there is no groundwater problem. This is what the case. Groundwater assessment. Half of the water we will get in groundwater only. You see, annual recharge is 448 BCM in India. This is throughout India as of 2025 statistics. Annual extraction is 247 BCM. You see, more recharge, less we are extracting in India. But in Bangalore, what is the case? Recharge is less, extraction is more. That is why we face severe issue. Throughout India, it is not there. Stages of groundwater development is 60%. So this is in healthy condition throughout India. So we can save water. Alternative developments. Sir, that loss I have told you, no, evaporation, running off to sea, then soil infiltration. These I have told you, no, this can be developed with alternative solutions. Sir, what are the alternative solutions? Sir, can you construct new dams? Yes. If water is going to sea, can you construct the dam when water is going to sea? Yes, you can do. By that you can save water. These are called alternate issues. Construct reservoirs, rainwater harvesting. Are you doing that? This is the alternative solution. Water storage planning, where you can store, and water allocation, where you can store is tanks, farms and other storages. This you can save it for the demand. Next thing is water allocation. This I have told you for India. This chart I have already told you, high amount of allocation. This you can further, this will happen. In 25 years you see, India is going to do that. Have you currently seen Narendra Modi is going to some African countries also? Have you seen? A prime minister, if he is going for a visit, there is some reason. If there is severe fight with USA, Modi will be frequently visiting Russia. Have you seen this? If there is any interlink or fight between China, he will immediately go to US. Have you seen the visit? You have to keenly watch how our prime minister is working. Immediately he will go to African countries. Have you seen? Draupadi Murmu has been sent to African countries as government visit. Why? There is a strategy behind that. They have more amount of land, they are not utilizing, they are not doing industry. India in 25 years, you note it down, I will say you that India will stop agriculture. India will invest in industries. They start manufacturing products. Sir, then what to do for food? They use this developing countries, they give the resource for them, they will harvest there, they will import the product. Same thing in Japan it is happening. Have you heard this? Japan is technology first. How much they are investing for importing? What do you mean by import? Import is meant by what? In that country that product is not available, they will import. What is the Japan doing, you know? They are importing agricultural products to their country. They don't import cell phones. They don't import technology because they have excelled there. They have their own company. They import the agricultural product for less cost. Can you see the management what they are doing? As a prime minister, as a responsible person, they will change the strategy. Soon India will do this strategy. Then they will check that, and as an engineer you should know what alternate you should do and how to progress. So this what called water allocation. This can be shifted, this to this, and according to the resource you can shift this. Quality management, because does rainwater get into the rivers, sewages? Is the all river polluted in India? Throughout India you can see, no, river waters are polluted. Can you see this in well developed countries? They will not allow. So you have to manage the quality. There you can manage by controlling the pollutions. The industries develop the product, also the pollution. So you have to plan this environmental flow planning. where the water should go after consumption. This I have told. In resource allocation, some amount of water should be used for biodiversity. Not only for humans, industry, agriculture, for biodiversity, they have to at least leave 10 to 15% of water. Environmental flow planning also. Then implementation, monitoring. Sir, after implementation, what you have to do? You have to monitor. If you have done a good project, you have to monitor that. Rainfall, water flow is how much, reservoir storage is how much, groundwater level, everything will be measured. This will be done by the governments. Same like, are you people given with 7 subjects? Yes. Either college or university is monitoring. Yes, they are monitoring. You are studying or not. How they are monitoring? They are providing test for first internal, second internal. Again, there is a third internal test. They are giving you assignments. They are giving final test. The same way government monitors. If any implementation is done, they monitor. They check it is going fine or not. Like this, you can monitor. Then feedback system. If it is good, they will proceed. If feedback is not good, they will change the system. Like this, if you are planning the water resource system, you can extend for not only 2050, you can extend for another 1000 years also. This we are not doing. This engineers has to be aware on the planning.